Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for August 22nd, 2025. And this has got to be one of the best new arrivals I have had in quite a while. I feel like I say that a lot, but maybe I don't. This is a pretty solid new arrival. There's like 15, 20 solid good pre-orders that have been outstanding that came in this week. So a lot of great stuff to show you guys. Box sets, audiophile records galore. And I mean, it's in every genre too. But give me a minute, I'll show you guys all that. But first, I wanted to tell you guys about a brand new thing I'm trying out for the store. I'm going to do this for maybe a month and see how it goes. So if you go to the website, which we recently redesigned, it looks quite nice. Aesthetically, it's quite nice. A little more functionality to it. But if you go to the website, if you go to the top menu, there's a tab that says Trade My Records. So for the next month, I'm going to try something that nobody does. You're going to be able to go on there and submit up to 20 records to trade into the store for store credit. The records have to be over $100, so it's got to be good stuff. Not really box sets, not big and cumbersome records, but records that I could sell relatively quickly. So decent records over $100. And I'm going to give 75% of the value of the records in store credit. So if you buy from us online or in store, you're going to get a store credit on your account. 75% is absolutely unheard of. I don't know any store that comes anywhere even close to that. It's going to be really transparent too, because you're going to be able to see what we sell it for, because those records I'm going to attempt to put almost all of them on the pre-order section of the website. You know, we do sell pre-order records, or it's not pre-order, the pre-owned section of the website. We have pre-orders too. But the pre-owned section of the website, I'm going to work on trying to fill that a little more. I've been adding a lot of stuff in the store, but you know, it's like I add 10 records and sell 8. So it never really looks like I'm expanding it too much, but I do put a lot more records on that on the website than we ever did in the past. But I think this is going to be a fun little project experiment to see how it goes. I've already got a few people that have sent some stuff in. Essentially, you fill out the submission. I'll respond back to you with instructions on what's up. And if it's not something we'd be interested in, I'll tell you as well. You know, we always typically bring records in at like 50-ish, 60% in that range, but 75 is unheard of. You pretty much have to, it becomes pretty much not worth it to sell stuff on your own at that point, because by the time you pay fees, you deal with things, there's always the chance of fraud, damage, issues. 75% is crazy, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Got a whatnot later on today, 5 o'clock Arizona time, every Thursday at 5 o'clock Arizona time. For the most part, sometimes I don't do it, but for the most part. Okay, new pre-orders that were announced just a couple hours ago. Queens of the Stone Age, Alive in the Catacombs. That comes out September 26th. 2 new Blue Note tone poets, all analog, cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray. We got In Memory of Stanley Turrentine and Bobby Hutcherson's Montera. Great title. That Bobby Hutcherson's great. It came out as part of the Vinyl Me Please. Maybe it was maybe it wasn't the Vinyl Me Please. Maybe that was the original Blue Note box set volume 2. I think it was in one of those two. Vinyl Me Please or that Blue Note. The hell do they call that? The Blue Note. They've done a couple of them so far. It was the one with the trading cards in it. Both of those come out October the 3rd. John Lennon has a new live concert coming out. You can get the 2 LP version or the 9 CD, 3 Blu-ray, super deluxe version. Those come out October 10th. There is actually a video of the remastering of this, remixed, remastered. Come Together is the track that they've uploaded, I think, to John's YouTube page. But visually and sonically unbelievable. I was blown away how good that looked. Really, really good. October 10th. Philly Joe Jones, Blues for Dracula. That is being released on September 12th by Real Gone. It's on Vampire Blue or Purple Vinyl, I think they're calling it. That is a great Riverside record. It's like a proper Riverside jazz record, but every now and then Philly Joe Jones like pops in and does like Dracula voices. Very minor, it's not obtrusive, but it's a really fun record. I have an original of it. Analogue Productions did it a while back as a 45 RPM. I'm almost positive it was a 45 RPM. That needs to be redone, but they're doing it from Real Gone. September 12th. Let's see. The record store day release from Blue Note, the Alts and Outs, which essentially was a Kevin Gray cut, comp of outtakes of different Blue Note tracks. They're doing a standard release of that October 17th. The Replacements, Let It Be, a 4LP box set coming out October 24th. A bunch of other pre-orders were announced this week, and generally the day of this video, a bunch more get announced, so they'll all be on the website under the pre-order tab. But let's get into this massive new arrival video. Let me make some space. Okay, let's start with some SACDs. Genesis, A Trick of the Tail. Trick of the Tail. Steely Dan's Katie Lied. And Genesis Abacab, all on SACD, now in stock. From ECM, this is part of the Luminescence series, I believe, which is the all-analog remaster of a lot of the ECM catalog. Let's see, on vinyl for the first time, the complete Deerhead In recordings from 1992. Keith Jarrett. This is a 4LP box set with 2 gatefold tip-on jackets. Miles Davis, the 1955 Prestige recordings. Mastered by Paul Blackmore, lacquers cut by Kevin Gray at Coherent Audio, a deluxe 3LP box set on 180 gram vinyl. Really cool, well-designed box. The 55 is a cutout, and what you're looking at is actually probably the tip-on jacket inside. Okay, Oasis. This is a big box set. Oasis, the complete studio album collection, just in time to capitalize on their resurgence due to their touring again. So you have 8 albums in here, everything from Definitely Maybe to Dig Out Your Soul. For the third time, I'm going to end up, I keep ordering more and more and more of these because they sell out like instantaneously. But for the third time, in stock, the Velvet Underground, the Verve MGM albums. This is a box set that was cut by Kevin Gray. It includes Velvet Underground and Nico's Chelsea Girl, White Heat, White Light. I always say that. White Light, White Heat. Velvet Underground self-titled, and the Velvet Underground 1969. It is back in stock for the third time, a very reasonably priced box set. It's still using like 2018 pricing on that box set. Okay, finally got a big shipment from Analogue Productions, starting with the new Sonny Rollins Way Out West. This is actually my favorite contemporary title. I love this record. I listen to it quite frequently. Not only my favorite Sonny Rollins title, Way Out West, but also my favorite contemporary title. I know that most people probably would go for Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm section, which I love as well. This is my favorite. This is the new UHQR of it. I think they're doing 2,750. It is a short print title by far. I think these 2 titles, Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm section and Way Out West, are the 2. I think they did Axis Bold as Love at 1,500 copies, but I don't think they've ever done anything less than 3,000, and these are 2,750. So Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm section, as well as Sonny Rollins Way Out West. This is probably going to be something that comes and goes pretty quickly. I don't think we'll get restocked on them. Also, a new arrival, Ray Charles, What I Say, part of the Atlantic 75th Anniversary series. This is a number copy, 820. Sometimes they send us number copies, sometimes they don't. Aretha Now. This is going to be good. I'm looking forward to this. Love Aretha Franklin. Mastered and cut from the original master tape. Also got Wishbone Ashes, Argus. Mastered and cut to lacquer from the original master tape. Also from Analogue Productions, we have Graham Nash's Songs for Beginners. This is a numbered copy as well, mastered from the original master tape. A couple more Pablo titles from Analogue Productions. We've got Duke Ellington's The Ellington Suites. And Count Basie and Joe Turner, The Bosses. Wildly popular series. I think everybody's been kind of Pablo's stuff has always been fantastic. Sonically, it's been amazing. Going back to the originals, I think people are blown away how popular these have been. I know I am. A couple of absolutely killer jazz titles this week from OJC, the original jazz classics, all analog, cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray at Coherent. Great title, Kenny Burrell's self-titled Kenny Burrell from Prestige. Difficult Prestige title to get. You don't see him very frequently. And Wheelin' and Dealin', another great OJC. This is the Prestige All-Stars. Beautiful tip-on jacket. Again, because they're making titles that haven't seen the light of day in decades, I've really, for a jazz series, it's my favorite currently going. A title that has been out of print forever. And an artist that sells nonstop and really should have been in print for the last 20 years. We've got Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2, now in print. This is going to be one of my go-to titles that I listen to right away. This is The Who, live at the Oval, 1971, newly mixed from the 8-track analog tapes. Includes epic versions of Summertime Blues, Behind Blue Eyes, Won't Get Fooled Again, and Magic Bus. 2 LP set. I mean, 1971 Who is... I don't think there would have been a better band touring live in... Maybe Led Zeppelin would have been up there, but 1971 Who... Probably would have preferred to see them over any other band going. Fantastic era for The Who. Depeche Mode, Speak and Spell. And if you just can't get enough, we also have Construction Time. Oh, and Black Celebration. We also have the new Depeche Mode. We also have the new Deftones record, Private Music. This is the clear first pressing is what they're calling it. And we also have the indie record store exclusive version. Now, if you are a local, we are doing our second listening party ever, and it's actually going to be for the Deftones. They sent us posters, lanyards, a shirt to give away, some other stuff. We are going to be doing a listening party 5 o'clock tomorrow, 5 o'clock Arizona time in the store. Great place to do a listening party because very few places around the world, if you go into a record store, can you do a listening party on a $150,000 system. But you can here at the In-Groove. So 5 o'clock Arizona time, come in for our Deftones listening parties. Listening parties are new for us, but we'll see. Another title that has been in demand and gone for... Originals of this are expensive, but the Smashing Pumpkins, Machina. Not seen an original one of these come through the store in 9 years. That's how rare this record is. So good to see it back in print. Another rare record that not as desirable as the Smashing Pumpkins, but you don't see originals of it. Godsmack's 1,000 horsepower. New Mac DeMarco, first time in 6 years, all new music. I think he did everything on this. He kind of pulled a Paul McCartney. I think he does all the instrumentation on it. It's all him. This is the indie retail exclusive transparent orange vinyl version. I like it. This is on Mac's record label. 2005 copyright, Mac's record label. That's the name of it. I love it. And we've got the standard black vinyl version. From Record Store Day 3-4 years ago, we've got Tyler, the Creator's Cherry Bomb. It was a Record Store Day first. It took them many years to actually come out with a replacement for it. This is the alternate mass cover version of Cherry Bomb, pressed on translucent blue vinyl. Oops, he had an accident. This is the standard cover on transparent blue vinyl. Stax. Let's see, the Stax Review, live in 1965. Wow, this looks awesome. Celebrating the 60th anniversary of the historic shows at the 5-4 Ballroom in LA and Club Paradise, including 18 live recordings, 6 previously unreleased. So you're getting live recordings from Booker T, William Bell, Carla Thomas, Wilson Pickett. What a show that must have been. I loved the concept of the review. Kind of went away in the 60s. James Brown might have. There's some acts that were doing them in the early 60s. Johnny Cash did something similar. James Brown did something similar. But in the 50s and 60s, to be able to see all these killer bands it was like a festival, but that cost reasonable amounts of money and didn't have 10,000 people, you know, crammed into a tiny little space, or hundreds of thousands of people for that matter. That could be quite good. Leon Thomas, Mutt. Larry June and 2 Chainz, The Alchemist, Life is Beautiful. John Fogerty, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Legacy, on ultra clear vinyl, indie record store exclusive 2 LP set. I don't know if that's the best photo of John there. On Concord Records, it's essentially a Creedence Clearwater's Greatest Hits, right? I mean, yeah. That's what it's looking like here. Everything from Up Around the Bend, Lodi, Fortunate Son, Green River, Hey Tonight. Unless they're re-recordings, I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Yonchan Lim, Tchaikovsky's The Seasons, on Decca. Terry Riley. Terry Riley in C, limited edition of 750 individually numbered copies on gold-colored vinyl. I think I said last week he might have died. I don't think it was Terry. Again, I was just like, you know, sometimes you get these notifications on your phone that you don't want. I think it was Terry Reid that died. Close. Name-wise. Not musically, but name-wise. Album from Slaughter. This is Revolution. First time on vinyl. I saw Mark Slaughter at one of Alice Cooper's Christmas puddings. This is a pretty good show. The Cramps, Black Leather. Live at the Stone, San Francisco, May 13th, 1980. Lords of Acid. Make sure that's pre-taped. Voodoo U. Camp Low, Uptown Saturday Night, limited edition of 2,000 individually numbered copies on transparent blue colored vinyl. Tina Taylor, Escape Room. Interesting cover. Patty Loveless, Sleepless Nights. This is the RSD Essential version on denim blue vinyl. I'm checking out the record she has on the floor. She doesn't really have good record etiquette, so I don't know. She doesn't have good record etiquette. Not good. Look at that. No inner sleeve there, just sitting the disc on the ground. Looks like she's got some Marty Robbins there. Some George Jones. Buck Owens. Up next, we have Charlie Crockett's Dollar a Day on classic black vinyl. Chris Stapleton's Traveler, indie vinyl version on clear vinyl. Lainey Wilson, Whirlwind. This is the deluxe version. Laufey, A Matter of Time. And it's the same record, but this is going to be the autumn edition with added poster. John Batiste, Big Money. Is this on Verve? Yeah, it's on Verve. Stella Cole, It's Magic. Pino Palladino and Blake Mills, That Wasn't a Dream. He used to tour with The Who. I've seen him quite a few times back in the day with The Who. You're Exaggerating, Paul Cornish. This is on Blue Note. A record that goes for an absolute ton of money if you find an original, but they finally gave it a repress. Electronic, Raise the Pressure. Bernard Sumner, from New Order, lead singer, and Johnny Marr. Also of Joy Division, but, you know, New Order. Looks like they're doing the full electronic catalog. And we've got Twisted Tenderness. Superchunk, Songs in the Key of Yikes. A little bit of a homage to Stevie Wonder's album, Song in the Key of Life. And this is the orange and black swirl vinyl variant. Wolf Alice, The Clearing, indie vinyl exclusive on Columbia. Hot Mulligan, The Sound a Body Makes When It's Still. Three Days Grace, Alienation. This looks like a new record from 3 Days Grace. Luke Schneider, For Dancing in Quiet Light. This is a 12-inch EP. MGK, Lost Americana, the exclusive Soda Pop transparent vinyl version. Just another color variant. The Upsetters, Return of Django, limited edition of 1,000 individually numbered copies on white colored vinyl. This is number 781. Also from Music on Vinyl, we've got Bob Andy and Marcia Griffiths, Young, Gifted in Black, limited to 750 copies on orange vinyl. Music on Vinyl and Trojan Records. Jenny, this is Ruby, the first studio album featuring Childish Gambino, Dua Lipa, and other peeps. Got a restock of a couple of real key titles. I'll burn through them quick. Billy Joel's River of Dreams. Very difficult album to find an original of because it came out in 1993. So not really the age of vinyl. So we got a restock of it. Finally got repressed. Billy Joel's The Stranger. A lot of Black Sabbath repressed. Obviously with Ozzy's passing. Huge clamoring for it. This is Paranoid. Black Sabbath Volume 4. And Master of Reality. I'm shocked, actually, I was able to get these this close to his passing. A restock of the fantastic Rhino High Fidelity version of Candio, all analog, cut from the original master tape by Kevin Gray. Restock of Jeff Buckley's Grace. Republica. 1,000 individually numbered copies on yellow marbled vinyl. I think this is just a new arrival that got mixed in. This is number 66. Restock of Lee Morgan's Taru, analog cut from the master tape, Blue Note Tone Poet, as well as Duke Pearson's The Phantom, featuring Bobby Hutcherson. Again, another Tone Poet that's been out for a while. George Benson's Now Playing. This is essentially a greatest hit / retrospective. Kind of a budget thing that Rhino's been doing. Got a restock of Sade's Diamond Life. A restock of the single disc Alanis Morissette Jagged Little Pill. Sounds fantastic. Highly recommend this. Jethro Tull's Aqualung. the Talking Heads Remain in Light, and a restock of the 12-inch single of Love Will Tear Us Apart. Joy Division. All right, check out the trade feature online, and I will see you guys later today for this week's Whatnot. Until next time.